Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Jacked Up Toad, and welcome to our 100th subscriber special. Guys, we did it. We did it. We made it to our goal of 100 subscribers. It's still kind of hard to believe that that happened, honestly. I am super hyped up, as you know, always, because, you know, for some reason I'm always excited and I don't even know why. Maybe it's the ignorancy. It's one of those things. Whatever. Well, either way, thank you guys for the 100 subscribers. This is fucking amazing. And for that, we have our 100 subscriber special, which will be a story time of epic proportions. It's going to be a longer story time this time. But before we begin that story time, I just want to say that I want to set another goal for the channel. This goal is one of extravagant proportions that I think everyone and their brother and sister and possibly friends. I don't know what friends are, but either way, moving on. I want to say that our next goal for the channel is 250 subscribers. I know that that's almost, well, that is double. That's 2.5, I think. Hey, I'm not good at math. I think that's 2.5 more than what last time was. So like 100 times 2.5. Yeah, it is! I did math! I'm so proud of myself. So in other words, that is 2.5 times the amount that we got last time. I would say just 200, but if we do 250 as our next goal, that means that we're closer to 500, and 500 is closer to 600, and 600 is closer to 700. Man, I'm doing so good with this math stuff today. I am what you would call a champion of the math. Yeah, but going back to it, I wanted to get 250 subscribers for this channel, as well as try to get some more feedback. I want more feedback on my videos. If you guys could just start leaving a like or a dislike on the videos, I'm gonna try to get better at making sure to remind you guys on each video of, you know, to like and subscribe if you guys are enjoying the content, because it really does help out when we like and subscribe the content. That way, you know, we are boosting the channel so I can do more content. We can promote more, you know, big, brave, strong Toadly Boy going in and fighting monsters all by himself and trying not to, you know, cry himself to sleep like he does every night. But yeah, I'm really glad that we've made it to 100 even before the year mark happened, because I think I said that I wanted to get it done by a year of the channel being, you know, there. And we hit that really fast in my eyes. I mean, we have, I want to say like 4 or 5 months till 1 year of the channel being in session. So, heck yeah, my brothers and sisters of the Jacked Up Animals. Either way, make sure you guys are subscribing and joining the Jacked Up Animals, because, you know, we're all just a bit jacked up down on the inside, so why not we just become Jacked Up Animals today? Moving on, I do want to say that since we are at 100 subscribers, I want to know what you guys want to see on the channel. We have a lot that we can do with the channel. I'm going to give you guys a choice between a Minecraft survival series. I'm not sure what exactly we're going to do on the Minecraft series. I kind of want to see if I can get a few friends together and we just goof off on Minecraft. Maybe do a whoever can kill the Ender Dragon first wins type thing. I'm not sure exactly. But if you want to put down in the comments Minecraft series and then specify what you want to do with Minecraft, go ahead and do that. Or the other option is horror games. I planned on going into Five Nights at Freddy's and playing through the FNAF series. So you can put Five Nights at Freddy's down there, and we'll get started on that faster than the Minecraft series. Well, I will get on that. Or you can do some other game if you find that there might be a game that you think would be great for the channel. Just put it down there and put like other, and then just put game, and then that way we have it all set up. But I'll remind you guys again towards the end of the video to make sure you comment that down below. It should also be on, I will post a Twitter post as well, and you guys can put it on there. Each one of those counts as an individual vote. So in other words, if you comment on YouTube and you comment on Twitter, you'll basically get 2 votes from those alone. And then if you are a part of the Discord, I'm going to put a poll on the Discord as well, and that's a 3rd vote. So in other words, you can have up to 3 votes on your preferred game of choice. And I feel like some people might be like, let's make this funny. I'm gonna put 1 game on YouTube, 1 game on Twitter, and 1 game on Discord. That way, it's a tie for all 3 of those games, and he has to decide himself.
Let's check it out.
And you shut up, Mr. Toadface bitch over there. Don't give them any fun ideas. Whatever. Moving on. Let's get to story time. Because I know everyone enjoys a good story of stories to story, proportions of storiness of storytude. And why not enjoy this 100 subscriber special with a story time special? Yes. Our Toad once said the wise words of, "Man, f***ing vehicles hate me." And that was the most truthful statement our Toad has ever stated in his life. We now go back to the time of the Toad's life where the Toad himself was going to the colleges and trying to be big, strong, smart boy. So we go back to the time that I was in college. Our Toadly Toad boy, or myself, I guess, you know, one of the many different forms of me, I guess, I wanted to get a new car, and I saved up some money, and I had some, I got some Pell Grant money, and I was gonna use it. I used it on my books and paying part of my tuition, but I had some extra, so I was gonna use it to buy myself a new vehicle. I drove a little, broken down minivan for the longest time, and I do have stories because I went to the Markiplier trip in that minivan, and it broke down twice on the way to the Markiplier trip, as well as the Ren Fair and several other places where that thing broke down randomly. I really had bad luck with vehicles. Like, really bad luck with vehicles. Like, to the point where I'd just be stranded on the road, I guess. Well, either way, I went and I wanted to buy myself a new vehicle so I didn't have Jeffrey the minivan anymore. So I said, hey, yo, mi padre, you is smart at this, right? He's like, yes. Yeah, I'm smart at this, JT, don't worry. I can teach you what type of vehicles are good and what type of vehicles are bad. And I was like, okay, let's do this. Well, we started going on our hunt towards finding vehicles. We went to like 4 or 5 dealerships. However, my father refuses to buy anything that is brand new as a vehicle. Now, I'm not saying that buying a brand new car, like one that has maybe like 1,000 miles on it, you know, where it's not gonna lose all its value when you drive it off the lot. No, I'm talking about like, if you have to make payments for the vehicle, my dad refuses to buy it. So in other words, it has to be like in the 4-digit range in order to buy it. So it has to be $1,000, and I think the most he's ever spent is $6,000 on a vehicle. My dad's a bargain hunter, but he really knows how to pick them, if I do say so myself. Well, we ended up going around the market, around the market of vehicles in our area, and as we were trying to look at these vehicles, we, I didn't see anything I wanted, he didn't see anything that was in his price range, until we were driving to Wally World, of all places, and as we got to Wally World, we saw a car dealership, which was kind of adjacent to it. So we went into it, and I saw myself a little, it's a car that you could take the top off of. It was a little Miata, and I was like, ooh, that'd be cool. I kind of want to drive that, Dad. And he goes, it's really small, and I was like, I know, but imagine all the bitches I could get with that. And he's like, son, you're never gonna get bitches. Don't ever say that again. I was like, okay, Dad, thank you. Well, I really wanted this vehicle, and so we decided to see how much he wanted for it. I think he said he only wanted like, I think he said 6. It's like $6,000 for it. I was like, yeah, sure. And then we asked if there was anything wrong with it. He said that he drove it. I think he said not very often. It was like 4 or 5 times a year is kind of how he stated. And I was like, oh, that might not be good. But Dad goes, it should be good. It's okay. We can put some work in it if not. Well, we drive it off the lot, we pay for it, we sign it off. We're like, this looks good. So we decide to, you know, go ahead and get started on our finishing our amazing vehicle search. And mom and dad leave, and I'm living, you know, I was living about an hour away from my parents. So I decide to get started, or drive the car to school the next day, and I go, rear, 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 rear. I'm like, it's not working. Oh shit. So I go through like the whole checklist that my father gave me as a young child of what to do if your vehicle's not starting, because, you know, almost all of our vehicles broke down once or twice, and I learned a lot about, you know, trying to get your vehicle to at least run. And the rule of thumb is it's either an electrical issue, a gas issue, or an ignition issue. Man, I sound so smart and intelligent when it comes to vehicles. Yee yee! Okay, moving on. Well, I thought it was the battery, so I had my roommate at the time drive me to the store to buy myself a new battery. I bought the battery, put it in, car started back up. I was like, heck yeah, here we go! I drive it to class, keep driving, fine. Well, guess what? I can't drive back home. It's not starting. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So we checked the alternator, it's fine. Check the battery's fine. And so we're really confused on why it is. We replaced, my dad ended up coming back down because he got off from his manhunt. My dad's a bail bondsman, so he hunts people down every once in a while. But he got done with his manhunt and came down and helped me. And we both proceeded to get the car back to my apartment, and we went and got spark plugs, and we replaced every single spark plug in the car. It started, we were like, okay, it's good, he left. Well, a week passes, I'm driving the car back and forth, and as I am trying to get to class, it stops. It goes, I'm like, oh, fuck. And so I'm in the middle of the road, and I'm pushing it back down the street. I didn't get really that far. I was like, you know, a block away. So I pushed to the side of the road, put it in neutral, put it over there, and I was like, how am I going to get to class? So I went back inside and grabbed my bike, and I rode my bike to class for that whole week. I told my father about this, and he said, okay, at the end of the week, I'll come down there and we can work on it. Well, I rode the bike, and I was like, why the hell, am I this out of shape? This bike is like making me huff and puff, and I'm dying, and I don't live that far from the college campus. This is BS. Well, my friend comes over and looks at my bike, and he goes, your tire's flat. You've been driving your bicycle with a flat tire. How smart do you have to be not to notice that the tire's flat? And I was like, well, here's the thing. I'm not very smart. And on top of that, I've never really rode a bike that often, so I really don't know what the hell I'm doing, if you want me to be completely honest with you. Well, I fixed the tire on the bike, and then I proceeded to, you know, ride that for the rest of the week, and I got it back home. And as I got back home, my father showed up early on the Saturday morning, and we both started working on the vehicle. He goes, I'm going to take it to my guy. I'm going to take it to my guy in our hometown. And I said, okay, do you need me to drive it? And he goes, yeah, go for it. So he drives off, and I said, I'm going to meet you a little later. I have to get some homework done. And he goes, yep, that works. So I start the car, and I start to drive. And I get all the way, I think I get like 15 minutes into my drive when I hear, and I go, oh shit. Well, that's not good. And so I push to the side of the road again, and I am now stranded out. The towns are both like 15 minutes apart from each other. I'm not even close to the hometown. I am 15 minutes in the drive for an hour drive, so you know. Yeah, I'm just stuck there in the middle of the road, and I just kind of sit there. The car's heat gauge is now overheating, so I'm like, okay, I gotta sit here and wait for this damn car to cool down before I can go anywhere. And it takes a long time for cars to, you know, cool off. So I'm sitting there, I call my dad and I said, hey, the car's overheated now. And he goes, what the hell? What's wrong with this damn thing? What? Why does this car keep breaking? And I'm like, I don't know, Dad. It's old, for one. And on top of that, this damn thing does not want to cooperate at all. And he goes, well, I guess you're going to have to figure out, are you going to ride that thing all the way back here, or are you going to drive that back to your apartment? And I said, Dad, I'm going to drive this back to my apartment, and you can come down here and try to figure out what you think it is. My dad's a smart guy, so he ended up, like, searching it, talking to the mechanic guy, and they narrowed it down to, it was a very odd thing that I've never heard of happening in vehicles, but because it's an older vehicle, well, I'll get back to that later. So I ended up nursing that car almost halfway back to my apartment, driving it down the road back towards the house, or to the apartment. Well, I pull over, you know, every time it gets a little hot, just so I'm not, you know, breaking the engine or cracking the engine plate. And so I am sitting there on the side of the road, and flashing lights come up behind me, and an officer pulls up behind me. They get out of the car, they walk over, and they go, what seems to be the issue? And I said, well, you see, my car is overheating, so I'm trying to nurse it back to my apartment. And they go, well, we can call some towing services if you want. And I said, I would, but I just moved here and I just bought this car, so I'm not doing very hot financially, so I think I'm gonna just try to nurse it over there. Is it okay if I am pulled over on the side of the road? And they said, no, you're fine. We just wanted to make sure you're okay. And I said, okay. Well, there's two officers there, and the other officer is standing behind the car. The other officer is like staring daggers at my car, looking it up and down, and he goes, yo, hey, his tag's expired. And I go, what? And I get out of my car. Do not get out of your car when the officer is, you know, there. Especially if they're pulling you over. Don't get out of the car unless they tell you to get out of the car. So, I got out of the car, and he kind of looks at me, and he goes, we really scared you, didn't we? And I was like, well, I just bought it, and there should be a dealer tag on there. And the other officer looks at it and goes, hey, that says October. That's like 2 months away. What are you talking about? That's not even close to being expired. The other officer goes, oh. I was like, you just scared the shit out of me for no reason. And the officer goes, yeah, sorry about that, man. I didn't mean to. And I was like, oh God, I'm gonna get a ticket now. This car's breaking down. And they go, now we probably would just told you to fix your tag because, you know, you're already seeming to have some, you know, stressful encounters now. And I was like, yeah, you're right, 100%. Well, I get it back home, and the officers leave, and they give me, you know, that, you know, you got this, we believe in you speech. So I got home. My dad figures out that we think that there are metal shavings inside the car gas tank, and the metal shavings are like going into the engine, and that's causing, you know, it to freak out. That makes a lot of sense, and so we go, okay, and we fix it. As we fix it, we kind of move on, and we start driving it. And as I am driving on campus one day, the car dies again. And I'm just done. I pushed it into the parking lot, and I said, Dad, you know what? I'm f***ing done. I need a vehicle. This is pissing me off. Will you buy this damn car from me so that I can just buy myself something very cheap that I know will work? So he goes, okay. And he ends up finding me a vehicle. We found out that the transmission went out in the car, and afterwards my dad ended up having a brand new transmission go out of it as well. And he ended up selling the car to some random guy who put in a manual transmission into this car. And guess what? It works now. It's been driving around my hometown perfectly fine. So I ended up getting a new car and surviving that, but man, that was such a pain in the ass. You know, get a brand new vehicle and it doesn't work. So I just figured out I have horrible luck when it comes to vehicles. My new vehicle that I have right now does not break down at all, except for the times that it did. Another story. But either way, thank you guys all for listening to the tale of the Taily Tales of the Storiness. As always, thank you guys for having us hit 100 subscribers, and let's make sure that we, try to hit our subscriber count of 250 by, I think we'll give it another year for the 250 subscribers. Let's try to get that going. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell your brothers and sisters, tell your mom. Moms love it when there's toads that are screaming their balls off. So, yeah. Either way, thank you guys all so much for watching, and I am so happy that we made it to our goal. Make sure to leave it in the comments below whether or not you want to watch, or want a Minecraft series, you want a FNAF series, or if you want some other game for the channel. As well as hit up the Discord to also, put in your choice of game, or games, and or Twitter to put another vote in. As always, I will see you guys next time. Skadoop!